健全な演奏は健全な環境からまずはそんな勝ち。
違うぞ、これには訳が。
かおちゃん、光線の服、濡れた髪。
Normies, get out!
It's April, so obviously we have to do this. Yeah, it'd be kind of distasteful if we didn't do this. Hi, and welcome back to Pretty Good Anime, where we express our opinions on heartbreaking Chinese cartoons. Today we are reviewing Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, otherwise known as Your Lie in April. Action-packed thriller sci-fi about a boy who cannot play a piano. And by action-packed, I mean it made me cry a lot, and by thriller sci-fi, I meant it'd be likely to happen in real life. It is kind of resonant of a sports anime in the storyline, I will say, in like the long scenes of music playing. Taking a whole episode to explain one piano performance, plus all the flashbacks later on, is kind of over the top, but sports anime also do that too, so why not call it a sports anime?
The main character, Kosei, cannot hear the notes he plays anymore after his mom died. He really can't play because of deep issues with how his mom abused him. Can Opener is really just another copy and paste wimpy character, and I don't find him all that interesting past his condition. If it weren't for Kao and Tsubaki, he wouldn't be able to do anything. Tsubaki is another story. Typical Tom girl childhood friend. Typical Tom girl childhood friend, semi-tsundere character who has unrequited feelings for cosine. You put too many fucking T's in that sentence. You're typical Tom girl. Say that fast.
Typical Tom girl, typical Tom girl.
It's kind of hard.
It's actually one of the easier tongue twisters, if you can even call it that.
Typical Tom girl no, it's not.
Okay,
Typical T tsundere character. Watari is also a childhood friend, and all he's good for is girls. He's the Brock of the group. Cal is an interesting character in that she is the reason we see our main character cosine start to transform throughout the show. She's the exact opposite of his monochromatic personality, which we'll get to in a minute, and super cool, super nice, and super sick. Okay. She asks Kosei to be her accompaniment for her contest, and they bond from there on about music. She's always there for Kosei in the way he needs best, which isn't always what he wants. Kao is a ride-or-die bitch and a real team player here. If it weren't for her being the way she is, this whole show would have sucked ass.
The show starts out kind of slow and picks up around episode 8 when they start playing in competitions. The drama heats up and things begin to get a little intense as the show progresses. Then by episode 9, every musician somehow gets the ability to see music through colorful yellow orbs, and that somehow makes sense to them. Guess you gotta be a true musician to understand that. If you're a real musician, let us know what it's like to see music like that in the comments. But this is a show that is an emotional roller coaster from beginning to end. Never knew I could feel like 6 different emotions at once, but this show makes you do it.
The music is fantastic. It's all well played classical music, and the visuals go along with it marvelously. The music scenes made me tear up more than the other scenes, except for the characters explain each time someone is playing like it's a damn episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Though. Half the time they're playing music, someone is trying to explain to the audience what's happening and why they're reacting like that. Speaking of which, what the fuck is up with this dude's hair?
The art in the show is palatable, with very good colors that represent the mood of Arima Kosei. There's a big focus on monochrome or black and white, like the keys on the piano that represent his struggle. There's only been a right way and a wrong way to play music to him. The right way is exactly as the score is written, and the wrong way is anything else. Black and white. Kao interprets the score and plays for herself the way she sees fit, which makes Arima see more in color. The more in love with her he realizes he is, and the better life gets, the more we start to see brighter colors in his perspective. Pink, light purples and blues, and green are abound because it's literally spring for the most of the show, and also love is in the air for Arima and Kao. But I will say the animation is kinda lazy. The usage of still frames of scenery to fill in space is excessive. Characters are awkwardly still a lot. There's some 3D movements too when someone's playing the piano that just seem odd to have in a show that's otherwise 2D. The effects, I will say, are pretty good though. I'll give them that.
A final note, this show really pulls out a lot of emotions, especially the later episodes. I would recommend watching them in a private place where no one will see you cry. I say this because I had to binge watch it to make this video because I put it off until the last minute. So I had to watch it at school, and I also thought it would help me not cry because I heard it was really sad. And that didn't work, and I cried a lot in class. So unless you want to be called a little bitch, watch it in private.
Thank you, Ezra, for sharing that with us.
Yeah, man.
By the way, best girl. So is this a pretty good anime? For sure.